the time you have a real numbers. So that is a representation, right? Can you get my point? So you will have some real numbers into it. That is going to be the numeric representation of your content. Idea is that your next question in your mind is how we are going to use it, right? I'll explain it in the conclusion part. Anyway, idea is that when you are working with the same data set and with the same kind of approach, you can make use of pre-trained this one. People are there who used to post their vectors, that is their representations in the blog, or Kaggle is giving all those stuff, right? There are so many open source are available which are giving their representations related to their data set. If you are working with same data set, you can make use of the pre-trained this one, you can work it on. Otherwise, if you are working with your own data set or the data set which is not given there, then it is your duty to go with some simulator, some tools available in net like GenSim, all those stuff. You can work it on, generate your own embeddings, right? And you can finally build your model on it, right? So there are various ways, like, but what you need is you want some numeric representation of your text. That is a logic here. So here, these weights are going to be the representation of your content, right? So your CBOW model, what it is going to do is, given the content word, it will predict the target word. So we are finding we are not going to take the output from it. Instead, we are going to extract the weight vectors, which is going to be the numeric representation of our inputs, right? So this is what the logic is. 1 cross 6 will be given as 6 into 3, and this 3 into 6, and that will be given as one vector output. Right. If you go through this, you'll get a better idea how the people are working with the matrix. Right. Okay. So what is the disadvantage with this continuous bag of word model is it cannot capture rare words. And so we are moving to skipgram. If the particular target word is not there in your data set, then it is very hard to predict through your model or through your representation. So we are moving to a scriptgram algorithm where this is reverse of your CBOW model, where given target word, your model is able to predict the context word, right? The model will be there. And what is an advantage is it is able to capture the rare words, and this is a model. So you will be giving the input as, no, this is CBOW model where we are giving input as all one-hot vectors, and this is summed here. So because of this summing or making this average, if a particular word, say apple is given, this apple can be a fruit or it can be an organization. In that way, it is unable to predict properly or classify properly if we are using it for classification problem. Why? Because it gives a representation in between both fruit and your organization. So it is not going to keep you in neither of this cluster. Then it is going to be in between those clusters, right? Because you are taking all the inputs there, making an average out of it. That is a problem. Whereas your skipgram, your input is going input, that is your target word, with that the content word, right? So because it is able to give classify or able to classify apple related to and apple related to an organization as two different ways. two forms for a particular word or two meaning for a particular word, right? And so the advantages is both are probabilistic and supposed to perform better than your, and it is not going to take much memory. Why? Because you need to get it done and have your representation. And as I already mentioned, SIBO model can semantics of a single word, and idea is that as I already mentioned that since your SIBO is making taking 4 inputs and trying to give an output. Okay. So what it is trying to do is it will predict one target vector. So your output will be always good if the size is smaller, right? Whereas skipgram, even if the data size is larger, it will perform it in a better way, right? Because it is having more embeddings. And these are all the various applications available. Generally, what is that? Sentiment analysis, classification, those things can be better done with the frequency base. And this translation, summarization, and this speech processing, everything can be better handled with this word to vec. And I want to point one thing here. Actually, I did my research in text summarization. While I was doing, I did it during 2014. So while I was doing it, I did summarization using an extractive method. So extraction is basically of picking the sentences, important sentence from the input and making it as a summary. So there I use this TF-IDF and some other features which are relevant to my goal, right? And one among it is TF-IDF, right? So I use that and I can give a better output in it. But problem, there is actually an issue in extractive summarization wherein you may not be able to have a, what to say, cohesion, connectivity, because we are picking sentences having important. Maybe those sentences doesn't have a thread in between. Say, I'm talking in this presentation, there should be some underlying thread from the beginning till the end. It should not be like a smaller disjoint content, right? There should be some underlying thread. Text processing is underlying thread all over my presentation, right? So like that. This extractive summarization lacks that cohesion. But my MPhil scholar Dikshita has done work in this using deep learning. She used a sequence to sequence model where this vector representation, word to vec representation is used. When we are using this, the model is able to give a better output, or you can generate an abstractive summary with this kind of representation, right? So always a representation plays a vital role in the performance or in its accuracy. And always you need to fine tune based on your need, everything that is always there. But what this is my personal experience. When I used TF-IDF, the model which I generated was good, but when compared to current scenario, it was not that much good. Now you are able to, people are doing an abstractive summary. This is going to understand the text, rewrite again, right? So in that way, this is better. So what I am trying to say here is based on your application and based on the performance, all those stuff, it is up to you to decide the representation, right? Always TF-IDF, count vector, this frequency-based models are easy to understand, easy to represent, easy to work. Whereas all this I am this models like word to vec, all those things, though it is a little bit hard to understand, people are there to support you. It is not like you'll be in a what to say, evolution without anything. It is like current technology is giving you what to say, hardware resource, software resource, and tools. Everything is available. You can just make use of it, and you can easily, because this summarization, a person called what to say, Kavita Ganesan, she has created an embedding and she kept it as in her blog, stating that whoever is interested, you can make use of. Only thing is, our research data set should match to that. If it is so, you can make use of it, right? Just by making a request, telling her or acknowledging her, we can make use of it. So like that, there are so many people available who will help you in getting the representation. If not, if your data set is different, you can use GenSim kind of stuff. You can make use of it. Or don't bother about the hardware resource. Colab is there, and there are so many resources available. You can make use of it, either pay-per use, or people are so generous to give you a free version. So you can make use of it and you can complete it easily. Right? This is about applications. And coming to this conclusion, so I already concluded. Understanding the need of application and underlying background, it is up to you to decide what representation you need, or how much performance you want, or what is your, or else you can check it with the representation. Obviously, it plays a vital role, right? And either if you want to use a pre-trained model, go for it, or your data set is different and your need is different, make use of it. Existing GenSim or something like that, get it done. Or Kaggle is there, Google Colab is there, so make use of it. And this is what the conclusion is, right? And for the slide presentation, I've used CMU, Carnegie Mellon University's NLP course, like some part of it is derived from it. And I use this representation model from Analytic Vidya blog. So you can refer to this for text content or its explanation. And some part of this NPTEL NLP course by Ramaseshan sir. It is really good. You can listen to. So the disclaimer, this has to be done earlier. The objective of this presentation is not to make you expertise in NLP. It is to motivate you to get into this area, or to start your work, or if you are working it, get into it and make use of the resources, right? And I've used data science IITR group blog, and some part is really nice. They gave a good explanation for this models, SIBO model and this skipgram model, and theoretical concepts for those NLP. I referred Christopher Manning, the textbook. That's it. So these are all the references. And apart from that, if you have any doubt, I just Googled it here and there, and I use some YouTube videos for better understanding. With this, I conclude my speech. That's it.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your wonderful presentation. We are able to understand the text processing. It's like a spoon feeding. We enjoyed your session thoroughly. Participants, if you have any doubts, any queries, you can put your queries in the chat box. Lot of appreciations, madam. Excellent session, ma'am. Really, it was really good, grateful session. Ma'am, one more question. Okay, why do not we make easy way to understand NLP, madam?
That's why I said, sir, the complete session was to make you feel that we human won't speak it. We apply more common sense. Say, when I am talking about NLP, there are so many prerequisite what I had. It doesn't mean that what I understood will be similar to to you, right? Why? Because the context is different. Where I am, what is a prerequisite knowledge, where I am referring to, all those things are different to you. Right? Similarly, how can we expect a system to understand all these things with a single code? When you are able to represent everything in a proper form, then system will obviously do it. Now, how the Siri is working, Siri is in 99% it is working perfect. For some absurd questions, it's trying to give an absurd answer, right? But it is actually a miracle. We human may not be able to give answers to those kind of questions all the time, right? So in that case, I won't say that it is very hard to understanding it, to make it, to representing it in a proper way, or attacking the problem in a proper channel is hard. Once you are clear with all these concepts, it is really easy. That's why I said now it is not a case. Now the current scenario or the technology helps you to do it just like this. You have got a hardware resource, you got a software resource, everything is easily accessible to you. It is not like the days which we did research, right? If that is the case, that's why I said, once you know the path or once you know how to attack, then it is easy, obviously. But understanding it, representing it, all these things are a little bit hard. If you take it easy, then it is easy. Okay, I'll finally conclude it like that.
Ma'am,
There are so many questions. I'll try to give answers to some of the questions. This TF, IDF, say, earlier in machine learning, when you are working with machine learning algorithms, there we have to extract the features. Right? So in that case, you may use TF, IDF as your one of the feature, which will help you to go for classification kind of stuff. If it is of a deep learning kind of stuff, you don't bother about the features, right? Only thing you need to represent it, then everything is okay. So you focus more on this. So someone has asked about the features, right? And
for text mining is different from NLP.
So that's why I said your text is of unstructured nature or text. It can be a structured one or semi-structured one. Whatever could be, if it is structured, it can be attacked in a different way. Semi-structured and unstructured need to be handled in different way. So if you are text mining, you will be more focusing on how to extract the features. Then you'll be skipping to the machine learning part. Whereas your NLP is focusing more on syntactic features or semantic features, all these things, right?
Then one more question, madam. What data set are used in co-occurrence matrix for storing data?
No, sir, you can use any data set. It is not a, this is a model. Co-occurrence matrix is a model which can be applied to any data set. You can apply it, but see to that, if the size is larger, then it is again very big. That's why the problem with co-occurrence matrix is the size, right? So you can also apply, but people are there, they already did it and they kept it for open. You can make use of it. If it is same, if your data set and their data set is same, you can make use of it. You can simply represent it for yours. That is not a problem, but see to that, if your data size is manageable, you can go with that. If it is larger, it is very hard to do with that. For understanding of NLP basic concepts, go with Christopher Manning. That will help you a lot.
Can you, ma'am, one more question? Can you tell me some of the
Finally, I
tools
hope sir will share the PPTs. That is not a problem. Sir will be sharing all the PPTs. At the time, I will keep. No issues. No, idea is that what language you are going to use, If you are using Python, it is up to you. You can make use of it. Python is giving a NLTK tool. So you can work it with that easily. You can represent it in a list, a dictionary, all those stuff. You can work it that easily, right? List in list, all those things can be used.
Last question. One more question is in the last. Once the model is executed, how does it? Yeah.
Sorry, multiple languages. Multilingual. As of now, I don't know about multilingual. Doing it in a single language itself is very tough because translation itself is very hard. Because one of my friend is doing it in translation, so I could get some words from her. Converting from one language to other language itself, because we need to understand that language structure. We need to know what is the grammar used. Is it converting properly? How to rearrange all those stuff. So as of now, what I understood is doing it in a single language itself, translation for a single language itself is very hard. But for multilingual, it is really hard. But I'm not aware of it. Sorry.
Best book for NLP theory part, madam.
Christopher Manning. This is a Bible of your NLP. Whoever is wants to learn, you can get into Christopher Manning and you can learn that. NPTEL video is there. Ramasheshan sir and one more from IIT Kharagpur. They are teaching it just like spoon feeding, or they'll explain it like anything. Refer or register to any Coursera as a trial, not as a full course. You can register as an audit course. Go through those videos. You'll have a better understanding. Like NL, that is this word vector concept, all those things, they did it nicely. Once upon a time, I registered to as an audit course. What is the thing is, you won't submit the assignments, or you won't get into the certificate part. If your objective is to get the certificate, I'm not for it. If you want just to understand, you can register to any Coursera's related to NLP as an audit course, and you can follow it easily. Okay, if there is no question, we will wind up the session. So, Martin sir, close panlama?
Yes, madam. Thank you for your wonderful presentation, madam. Beulah, please propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Beulah, do you hear me?
Yes, Sri Durga will be getting with that, sir.
Yeah, please. Sri Durga, please.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Allowed faculties and dear participants, I hope you all enjoyed this session. Thank you, ma'am. It was really an educative session. On behalf of the Department of Computer Science, I would like to extend my hearty thanks to Dr. K. Nandini, who took her valuable time out of her busy schedule. Also, I thank you, ma'am, for enriching us with the NLP and its application and techniques. It was really an insightful session, understanding the fundamentals of text processing. Thank you once again, ma'am. Now it's time to introduce next to Bureau, student coordinator of the Department of Computers. Welcome out. Over to you, Beulah.
Please wait. Let chief guest not yet joined. We'll just wait. Once madam joined, we can start the. Participants, exactly by 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. we will be starting the next session. At the end of the section, we will be sharing the feedback link. And one more kind information for you. We are expecting your continuous presentation on all the 5 days. Then only you will be able to get the participation certificate. Otherwise, it is very difficult for us to give the participation certificate. So kindly, Chief Guest is joined, we will give the instruction letter. Monica, please give welcome address to Madam. Sandra Madam joined with us. Please give the welcome address.
Hi, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Madam. Yes, Madam. Very
Fantastic.
good. From India, we are viewers. It's a good morning. From us, it's a very good evening to you.
Yes, good morning, good evening, and thank you very much, Dr. Martin, and to the university for the opportunity to speak on a topic maybe some of you are very familiar, others may not be so. I'm going to be presenting more from a business perspective at a global level and give you some examples rather than just from a technical standpoint. But I can answer any questions at the end if there's time. So let's talk about blockchain technology, its advantages and applications.
Madam,
First of all,
sorry for the interruption. Before starting, we would like to introduce you to the participants.
Okay, sure.
Viola, please proceed. Yeah, please, Viola.
Yes, thank you, sir. Beloved faculties and my